This is the man we're talking about with Wuri Lim on the Force Master for the side of Nonamed, going up against Byung-tae on Full Swing. So what we want to continue on with that story is that, you know, Full Swing is a team with some number of veterans.
Yeah.
They've had experience in these offline tournaments, but regarding that knowledge though, they haven't played as well as we probably expected from a semi-veteran team.
Exactly. Wuri Lim and Nonamed overall, they're fairly a new team overall. All three players weren't, they're not familiar faces to all of us or most of us.
Yeah.
So, you know, we did expect Nonamed to not perform as well, but you know, like we mentioned before, during before the match, they've been improving constantly.
Oh, but the Warlock Byung-tae is not going to let us finish that sentence because we're trying to compliment Wuri Lim for everything he does.
Oh my god, and he is doing some damage now.
You know, the caster curse is being real on both sides. Every time we try to compliment one player, the damage goes against their way. And Wuri Lim, taking the second series of damage from Byung-tae on the Warlock, is going to be taking a lot of heal back towards his favor. And we know that this is not attack, so every heal cannot be a bad thing. Time distortion is going to be happening to get that cooldown back right towards his favor.
Oh, Wuri Lim gets into the aerial, uses second wind again.
It's still in that shackle, it's trying to get that happen. The stun is coming up for more damage. This might be good enough to finish him off, and Byung-tae gets the game 1 victory for Full Swing.
Yeah, Wuri Lim had 10 seconds left for his second wind to come back.
Yeah.
But, you know, the Warlock aerials, who, you know, what can I say? Yeah, but it does seem like Wuri Lim was kind of disappointed.
Yeah.
He did do a decent amount of damage when he caught Byung-tae's back.
Yeah.
But Byung-tae playing the Warlock, and the Warlock aerial doing so much damage. What can we say? Wuri Lim was out of his tab escape for the next, 10 more seconds. So.
And probably next to the Assassin, Warlock is one of those classes that really takes care of these the advantages of these lack of escapes, and really showed again. Byung-tae had this first series of damage, as you saw right away, but the second series of damage came just right there with that lack of escape right here. It's going to be good enough to stun him up and get him into the aerial to get good enough damage on that Warlock to finish him off near the end.
Yeah, unfortunately, Wuri Lim, last week, he was able to play a lot of mind games by saving his tab escape. However, you can't do that too much with the Warlock because the Warlocks are too strong.
You're gonna take
while you're playing mind games, you're dead.
While you're playing mind games, you're gonna take enough damage to get yourself killed. So not the best of mind games when you already end up dying.
Unfortunate.
So so Wuri Lim, he did really well. I think he did particularly well today as well in the game 1. But just Byung-tae using his advantages and using the resources that he had, and the lack of resources that Wuri Lim did not have with that escape, he just used that to his advantage, and that just got him the game 1 win for Full Swing. But it's going to be game 2 coming right away. Probably the second impressive player for None was Il-hwan-jang on that Blade Master. One of the few players in this tournament to play that Blade Master, but he has done specifically very well for this team. But he's going to be going up against Hyuk-yeon, another experienced veteran from the side of Full Swing.
Yep, Hyuk-yeon will be on the Force Master, whereas Il-hwan-jang will be on the Blade Master. So 2 masters going up against each other. Who will be the better master, the Blade Master or the Force Master? We'll have to see.
We're going to have to get the answer to that ending because game 2 will tell us whether Nonamed can get us a score right back onto their favor. Getting it even to 1v1 is exactly what they're going to be looking for. This is the best of 4, guys, and we're going to be moving right on to game 2 between Nonamed and Full Swing. The second singles coming right your way. Let's get it on. And here we go for the game 2 between Nonamed and Full Swing, and as we mentioned just earlier, it is the best of 4, so every point counts a lot more than it does for best of 7. So Il-hwan-jang on Nonamed, he has to get a point right back on his team.
Ooh, all right, the Phantom Grip happens with the Flock of Blades right off.
Yeah, Il-hwan-jang sees Hyuk-yeon going to the air with that Frost Burst, and Hyuk-yeon's gonna have to look for some damage onto the Blade Master, which he's starting to do now. Gets a little bit of damage onto the aerial. It's gonna be a second aerial. Not coming your way.
Not coming.
Yeah, so Il-hwan-jang, back rolls out just in time to negate that second area, which would have been additional damage going against his way. The meteor is actually coming out. He has no way to escape this, and this is gonna be. Could he have used the tab escape to escape that?
Unfortunately, Hyuk-yeon just outplayed. Look at Iran Jang's face.
Oh my word.
He's like, what? I think I just read his lips. He's like, what?
In English, you
Yeah,
say.
he said
in
what?
English. Yeah, what is
Yeah.
the... When a Korean person says what in English,
Yeah.
he's pretty startled about his situation. so-
Exactly.
and definitely No Name should be very startled because they weren't expecting a 2-0 deficit going into this best of 4, and they just have to win out this next tag to hopefully get their 2 points right back in their favor. But Hyuk-yeon doing a very good job. As soon as he gets him into that wall for that first series of damage, he doesn't get the second aerial, which was pretty surprising, and a good play by Irwan Jang.
So he
Back
couldn't
on.
have tab escape because he was not stunned. He was just frozen in place,
Yeah.
and he showed his back to his to his opponent, which was a Force Master.
Yeah.
So he was just taking full damage with the chill stacks, and you can't escape out of that.
Definitely dying from a free meter with your tab escape up is the worst feeling in the world. And as a Blade Master, you want to be mobile as that class was designed to be, but just when you're frozen up, and when I'm frozen up, I can't escape from anything. You can't either. So this Blade Master showed that he can't either, and that's going to be the 2-0 going towards full swing side. We're going to move on to game 3 though. We're going to get to the first tag match, the only tag match of this series. And we're going to see whether No Name can really pull out a victory and get 2 points to get them even in the series.
Yeah, good thing Hyuk-yeon didn't, maybe Glacial Beam or stun him, because if he stunned him, Iran Jang would have been able to use his tag.
Yeah.
But he was smart. Obviously, a Force Master knows when his chill stacks are stacked and knows when his opponent cannot move. And that was very well played by Hyuk-yeon.
And it's definitely a best of 4, and when you're so cringing over these few points that you really just lose a quiet, and for these first 2 games, you always have to control your mentality because you know that just winning this next match can get you right back even with this team. So, it's up to No Name to how strong their mentality is going on to this game 3, which we're going to move on to right away to see whether they can get that 2 points back, get themselves back to even against full swing. We're going to get this tag match underway. Let's get it on. And the tag match begins between Nonamed and Full Swing. Full Swing could potentially win out this series in this particular game just by winning out this one, but Nonamed is not going to be looking for that result. They're going to have to look for a win for themselves to get them back into even to have the last chance to get this game right back.
Yeah, and Yoon Dong-ho on the Destroyer. First time we see a Destroyer today.
Yeah.
And, I'm excited to see how Yoon Dong-ho will perform, because he was the least performing player on No Name.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see how he does today.
And Byung Tae has done particularly well in game 1 when he showed up against the Force Master Rory Lim. So if he can do that again, he's doing a good job now getting that early damage onto the Destroyer. So Byung Tae doing everything that he's supposed to do. Just going aggressive and trying to put more damage onto him without the escapeless Destroyer that Yoon Dong-ho is right now.
Yeah, Yoon Dong-ho is just trying to spin and get close to him, and Byung Tae is actually, he was putting a good distance on him, but at the end he did get grabbed, but didn't take too much damage.
And Byung Tae does tab escape out of that grab, trying to negate most of that damage that could come from a Destroyer. So Yoon Dong-ho probably not very happy about his situation. He has to look for a lot more, but actually forces out the tag already from Full Swing. It's going to be the first one, and Dongjin Park on the Blade Dancer is going to be the second man out for this team.
Yep, Dong-ho Yoon, it seems like, 30 more seconds. Why not just, last and endure until that force tag? Woo! A double knockback. That was good.
And the interfere not coming into full effect there, and Yoon Dong-ho making things work, but none tag point. Yeah, tag point being used by Nonamed and Irwan Jang on the Blade Masters to back out onto the field. He did lose out that the singles that he had in the second game. Putting in that damage though.
Tons of damage by Iran Jang right there.
Oh, and he gets a chase right after he is tagged in. And might be enough damage with that interfere. Does freeze himself in time with Hyuk-yeon coming from that interfere to make that happen. But wow, Byung Tae, he probably didn't expect that as soon as he came in to save his teammate, but got the beating to himself as well.
Yep, and Iran Jang doing all the damage. He's probably tired, tags out. Dong-ho Yoon comes back in with the Destroyer.
So Yoon Dong-ho had not been very successful the first time he was out, so has to make this work a second time around and make this work. But Yoon Dong-ho trying to get this play onto Byung Tae is on the lowest of health, but
I'm telling you, it's the fish axe. I'm telling you.
The fish meta is always
It's
a mystery.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, but Byung-tae is going to be coming out, has to get some redemption for his team. He's not going to be happy with how he ends up with this stage. The chains come up, and it's going to be good enough to force out the tag from Nonamed and Wuri Lim. It's going to be the first time we see him in this tag match.
Yeah, and it's only been not even 3 minutes yet, and Dong-ho Yoon or Yoon Dong-ho
Yeah.
is already out of tag points.
Hey, but you know, he's been not being able to get anything done while his time out on the field, so gonna have to depend on his teammates a little bit more. Maybe use that interfere points that he does have available, trying to make something for his team.
Yeah.
But other than that, Yoon Dong-ho, as you say, hasn't been making any statements whether to help out his teammates to getting this victory here.
Here we go, interferes in, puts it down. He hits a familiar. Nothing to...
But the familiar onto the hit is going to be good enough to get it back down onto the ground. So Byung-tae, 5 seconds before he's force tagged out, whether he can use that, the chase is probably going to be predicted. Wuri Lim, does backstep in time to avoid any sort of chase opportunities, and Hyuk-Yeon is back out onto the field. I have to say, Hyuk-Yeon has been playing everything right from the singles and up to the tag as well. Doing now, putting in that damage onto Wuri Lim. A Force Master mirror match we know can end in an instant with the damage potentially coming from both sides.
Yep, that interfere comes in, freezes, Hyuk-Yeon freezes himself, making them waste that interfere point. Very well played.
Giving HBP donations right back to full swing, so I think that's not what they wanted out of that interfere, so you know, feeling pretty furious with himself, I'm sure, with the plays that he has missed out on many occasions in this particular tag match. But Irwan Jang, he's the player that has been doing well, putting that early damage in this game for tag.
Yep, freezes himself. Good defensive interfere.
Yep. Irwan Jang does come in. Uses that Blade Master Ultimate. Gets 1.5 stacks, barely. But he does. Give the HP right back at to Hyuk-Yeon because he has freezed himself to absorb all of that Blade Master Ultimate damage.
So much damage. Well, not so much, but does a fair amount of damage onto...
Oh, the ultimate does freeze the ground.
Yep, slow. Alright, he is stunned. You heard that ding. When you hear that ding, that's the reflect.
But Wuri Lim can't do anything about this. Maybe the interfere coming in a little bit late. He probably wanted to make something happen just a little bit before, but Yoon Dong-ho, I don't know if it's the teammates making the wrong shot calling, but it just seems like Yoon Dong-ho, that might be the Achilles heels for this team Nonamed, because this tag match is so important to get them right back in the series.
Yeah, and that defensive interfere was way late.
Yeah, definitely. And Dongju Park on the Blade Dancer, he's going to be feeling very good about the situation unless he takes a lot of damage from Wuri Lim. He's going to be enough to force him to tag out onto Byung-tae though. Byung-tae brings out the familiar. The Yoon Dong-ho does come back out. This guy has to make something happen or his team is not going to get the win here.
Yep, they are both out of tab escapes, which means they have to endure the next 1 minute and 30 seconds for that force tag. So it's basically a one.
Oh no! Byung-tae gets him into the air, and it does enough damage to knock Yoon Dong-ho in the end. So Yoon Dong-ho ends up dying without essentially doing nothing for his team.
Yeah.
And this is going to be the crucial difference.
Nothing for his team.
Literally, because there's no one significant point that we have to mark out from this player. And just, it's a tag match, and all 3 players have to contribute.
Yeah.
And just Yoon Dong-ho, just going out like that without being able to do anything, it's going to be a huge psychological edge going towards full swing now.
Yeah, especially being a destroyer, he has so much party skills, and he's already knocked out. There's still 3 minutes and 45 seconds left to the match.
Yeah, so TKO is probably not going to be what we're seeing here with 1 man down already. They're going to be looking for the full action and hopefully trying to get more man knocked down if they can. But Byung-tae in a very dangerous situation against this Blade Master. Hopefully he has to tag out, but he can't because he does have any tag points available. So he has to stall out for the next 25 seconds. Irwan Jang feeling very good about his situation now.
Right now, they both out of escapes.
And
Byung-tae actually gets his escape back in 2 seconds. So we'll have to see if Byung-tae is able to keep his distance and maybe land the CC on Irwan Jang before he makes his move.
And even full swing, they don't even have an option of making an interfere because they're already out of all interfere points. So Irwan Jang with Nonamed, he's going to be looking for the solo kill onto Byung-tae hopefully, but he does have that force tag just in time. to get Hyuki back onto the field. So they're technically still a 3-man alive in the side of Full Swing.
Yep, and Hyuki, if you notice, he still does have that tag point, so he can tag out if if it's too dangerous.
But Jang doing everything, right? Putting in that damage. There's no answer coming in from Hyuki, but he's going to be out in the very close distance. He has to look for that tag. The chase is coming out. He does get a little bit of damage onto Worry Lim as soon as he comes out.
Ooh,
that's stun.
Tab escape and backstep escape is used.
Oh, the fan grip.
Worry Lim is out of escapes.
And this is the interfere coming out for all of the teams right now. There's the interfere coming in reactionary. So Worry Lim in a very dangerous situation, getting his HP knocked out one by one. And that's going to be good enough to finish him out. And Worry Lim is knocked out to be the second player knocked out for Team Nonamed.
And another ult.
Jang wasting his ult once again with the Blade Master, and Hyuki and the side of Full Swing is an extreme advantage, being 3-1 man in the scoreline right now.
Yeah, but I have to say this. Jang used his ult twice today in one tag match, so it just shows how much he is landing his damages to charge his ult charges.
Yeah,
but
we get that.
But like if two of your teammates are down and you can't do anything, even if you have an interfere point, 1v3 with the Blade Master is mostly unlikely.
And the interfere coming in for a good series of damage towards Jang. And Jang looks to be in shackles because he has to somehow make it alive with that without that tab escape available for the next 25 seconds. So Jang in a very dangerous interplay. That's ultimate is going to be coming out, putting in a lot of damage onto Jang. So Dongjin Park right now healing some of the HP back. Looking very safe there. You got to be good enough damage to knock him off in the end, and Full Swing eventually gets the win in this series.
Yep, and as we mentioned before this whole second set of series started, the loser of this match goes home, and Nonamed has to go home.
And we're officially announcing that Nonamed will no longer be a part of this tournament, and sadly they will not have their position in the World Championship that will be happening sometime very soon later in this year. But Full Swing, just another chance for these guys to make that one step closer and hopefully get that closer to that magical second seed.
Will they against IDEPS? I don't know, because champion team IDEPS, even though they lost to GC Busan Blue, currently the best team, quote unquote, but IDEPS is still a formidable team. They are from the champion stage, so we'll see if Full Swing is able to beat IDEPS to take the second seed, to have go into the next have a chance to the world.
And I want to add on to that ending. You talk about IDES being a championship team, obviously, and we know they're a formidable team, but even from today's series, we saw the improvement these guys made, and they were very, very competitive against GC Busan Blue. GC Busan Blue literally almost lost in any point of that series. So, just going back to that fact that we've definitely observed from the first series of the day, they have a lot of work cut out for them to beat against a very strong current IDEP side.
Exactly, and also I want to add that last week, IDEPS, where it was the champion stage team versus the challenger stage teams, it was IDEPS versus Full Swing, and IDEPS were the team that beat them. That's why they were able to go up against GC Busan Blue. So